Welcome back to another vid. Great to see you again. Today we've got a load of signs to make up. We've got a couple of wall arts to cut and various other bits and pieces that are going on to try to catch up and get back to where we were. I'll explain a little bit why that is as we go along and why there's been a little bit of a gap in between our last two videos. So yeah, absolutely tons to be getting on with. So let's get on with it. Okay, so as you heard me say, I'm running behind. I have got an absolute ton and a half of stuff that needs doing, and I really do need to catch up on everything. So today's going to be a busy day. To put it into some kind of context, today is Tuesday. I'm trying to release a video on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday. That way I can kind of like spread things out, and it helps to improve the channel. Now you may have noticed the last video to be released, I think, was Wednesday of last week. Now that was one that had been lined up, that was queued up, that was already scheduled, ready to go. And there was a few others like that that were all lined up and scheduled, ready to go. So they've all gone live, and there's been a little bit of a gap, and then it's going to be this one here. And the reason being is because I was ill. I'm not an ill kind of person. I'm not somebody who really gets ill. When I get like a little cough, you know, I just plough on through it. If I have like a sniffle or anything else like that, then yeah, I might slow down a little bit, but you just keep on going because you have to work on through it. Anybody who works for themselves understands that unless you're actually working, you're not getting money. And if you're not getting money, then you're going to be up the creek without the paddle. So yeah, as I said, today is Tuesday as I record this. Monday of last week, I woke up in the morning and I felt rough. And when I say rough, I mean it was like rough. It wasn't like a hangover rough, it was like a I'm ill rough. And I knew pretty much straight away what the problem was, but I also knew that I can just plough straight through it, as I always do, as I normally would do, and everything will be fine. Well, in the end, everything will be fine. It might not be fine that instant, but you know what I mean. So anyway, I woke up, I started to make the kids lunch, and I realised very, very quickly I couldn't stay stood up for too much longer. I was going to hit the deck. So I placed myself on the deck rather than hitting the deck, because nobody likes hitting the deck. The only time I've ever really done that is when I've been drunk. So yeah, I placed myself down very quickly. I thought, right, just give it a couple of seconds, recompose yourself and go again, try again. So I did, and I hit the deck again. So very quickly I had to call in the wife who had to come in and had to take over. And anyway, long story short, I then ended up in bed from Monday. I could kind of start doing stuff again on Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, just slight improvements day by day as we go on. And now we're on to Tuesday, and we're back. We are back without a shadow of a doubt. I did try doing a bit of work. I suppose I'd best explain what it was that was actually wrong with me, and then you might have some idea. I have to be careful what I eat. I have to watch what I eat. There are various foods that I can't eat, and if I do eat them I end up ill. Sometimes the reaction I get is quite small. I just end up having like a bad gut for a couple of days, and it's just like, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that, and yeah, that's giving me that reaction. Other times the reaction is a full-blown nasty, horrible reaction like that. It's been about 2 years since the last time I had one like that, and when it happens it just drains every single drop of energy out the body. You've got no energy, you just can't do anything basically, you can't even stand up. So we done that. I get this, and it's just one of those things. But one of the other symptoms of it is that it gives you a bit of like a fuzzy head. They call it a cloudy head, where you can't really concentrate on what you're doing. And even though you try to concentrate and you think everything you're doing is exactly right, it's actually wrong, because your brain's just that kind of like fuzzy, it just isn't keeping up. So where I did try to work, I've ended up making a couple of signs. There are a couple of signs over the back there. See them? See them? Yep, yep. There's a couple of extra signs over there now, which have been made, but there was no need to make them. And then there's other ones which have been made which are wrong to what the customer actually wanted. But it's just one of those things. Luckily I've got a person who can check everything over. They can't actually make the signs, but they can check them over and just look on the orders and say, yeah, that one's right, that one's wrong, and everything else like that. So I was out for a week. We still had orders coming in. We still had orders that were due to be going out. We still had customers who wanted quotes. We still had customers who wanted their quotes done immediately, because of course they are the most important person in the world, twice as good as anyone else, and how dare you actually be ill. So we got through it, we ploughed through it, and we've now come out the other end of it, and it hasn't been easy. Had it been for longer than a week, that would have caused us more issues, and I'm not quite sure how we would have coped. If it was ever a case of I couldn't work for 2 whole weeks, then I'm not quite sure what we would do, how we would work it. 1 week was okay, but 2, I don't know. I suppose I would have to close down all of the online portals, things like the eBay shops, the Amazon shops, the other places that we do, turn off orders on the websites, but then that would all require me to do it, because although I have other people who can work the back office for me and can do bits and pieces, I don't give them the option of being able to turn everything off. I'm a bit kind of paranoid in that way, but then it is my business, and I want to be the one who's in real control of being able to turn it on and off. Now, if I had to give somebody my password and say log in as me and do it, then yes, I could. But if I was that ill that I couldn't, then I don't quite know what would happen. So if you're self-employed, how do you deal with it when you're off for a week like I was? What do you do? Or are you one of these people who's just been so bloody lucky so far that you haven't ever had to really deal with it? As I said, it's been 2 years, nearly 2 years since my last big attack like that, and the last time I was out for 10 days. This time it's only been 8 days that I haven't done anything for, so that's not too bad, but it's still a long time in the world of business. Oh, and just so you know, because I expect you sat there thinking, well, what was it that made him ill? What caused him to be ill? What really made it? We've narrowed it down, we've worked it out, everything I've eaten, everything I've drunk, where we've gone, what we did, everything else like that. And the only thing that was slightly different that I haven't had before was a hot chocolate. A bloody glass of hot chocolate from one of these amusement places, and yeah, that's the only thing that we can pin it down to. But hey ho, we're back, we're better, we're ploughing on, and yeah, we have got loads to do, so let's get on with it.